Hey, are you producing video content to fuel your social strategy? Well, you need to listen to this episode and talk about how a recent project that we had, how we're able to get 75 pieces of content off of one video shoot and optimize it for all the social media platforms.
Welcome to IndustrialSage, a free video podcast series all about digital marketing for industrial manufacturers. Hear interviews with your peers and find out how they're solving the same challenges that you might be facing in your own field. Coming to you from the Optimum Production Studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is IndustrialSage.
Hey, what's up, IndustrialSage Nation? Today, it's going to be a quick topic. Hopefully, I hope we'll see. But anyways, I just wanted to share a quick story on something that we did recently that I think that you guys could get a lot of value out. So if you're out there doing a lot of video content or any video content that's going to fuel your social media strategy, I'm going to share this tactic with you that we just did for one of our other clients. This was in the consumer packaged goods industry with actually turkey products. So what we did is there was a need to be able to create a lot of different videos for the social media strategy, and so we kind of like structured around recipe videos. So you see those things on Tasty and BuzzFeed and all these great yummy recipes and how-tos. That's essentially what we were doing. Now, this was in June of earlier this year, and I don't know if you've paid attention to this or not, but Instagram released Instagram TV. And the big deal about that was that they were taking basically your phone here and saying, we're going to be pushing vertical video. So video that is basically going to fill this whole frame up here, and that you can have a better viewing experience that way versus having a video that plays really small here. So what we did is we took that information, because we know that the reality of it is there's so many different screen sizes and screen different types, and you really need to optimize to that. So for example, if you've got video content that's fitting a screen size like this big, this is 16 by 9, so it's widescreen, and the text here is fine. But if we wanted to have that same sort of experience, and we know that most people are going to be watching it on this, that font size and things like that are going to be totally changed, totally different. If you're going to be looking at video content and you're primarily like scrolling through your phone this way on social media, that means that experience, again, is going to be very different. So we really want to tailor to the screen size and the resolution that we know that our viewers are going to be looking at. So what we did is we took that whole shoot and we kind of basically made sure that we were very strategic in knowing how, who people were going to, who they were going to well, essentially how they were going to watch that video, how they were going to consume it, and then shot it that way. So what I mean by that is that we primarily shot vertical video, which was interesting. So we shot it, not like this traditionally, and we shot it the other way. Then from there, we made sure through our technical prowess over at Optimum Productions that we were able to get a 16 by 9 version out of that, and also a 1 by 1. So basically a square. So like a square here. Instagram Stories, for example, that's very native for that, versus Instagram TV, which will be 9 by 16 or vertical, versus Facebook, that's going to be 16 by 9, and other types of content. I know things are getting really technically challenging, but that's just really the nature of the beast. We're seeing that happen more and more and more. And this is not exclusive to social media, to be honest. Another big thing that we run into this is, let's say, trade shows or digital signage, for example. A lot of times we have clients that'll come in and they'll say, listen, we want to do this video that's about us, and we need it for our trade show, but we also want it to use it in the sales process. And part of the challenge with that is that at a trade show, for example, we had a client that they had a huge stage, beautiful thing, but the thing was super wide. It was ran super wide like this, and it was really short. So it was like watching this mega ultra wide movie. And so designing that versus having that, used later, like in a regular video screen like this is kind of challenging. You need to know that up front. Okay. The same thing again with a trade show. Let's say, actually in that same exact experience, they had another version that was 4 by 3 or square, right? So it was just basically you have this whole frame here, and then you just kind of cut it here. So your screen size totally changes that content, and also, for digital signage that you're going to have at a trade show, you also need to make sure that your video is being able to be communicated without having a voiceover or words spoken, because at trade show people, most of the time the music is off, so you need to be able to look at that video and for your audience to be able to get that message. It's a little bit of a side note. So anyways, so screen size makes a really big deal when it comes to social media because it really affects how your viewership is going to happen. So if you want bigger impressions and higher view count and all that stuff, really optimize to that. You need to know what platforms your video is going to go on before you do that, because that's totally going to impact your production. Now, the second piece that I told you is that we were able to get 75 different pieces of content out of this. So what we did is, again, we used that big word strategery. Thank you, George W. Well, it was actually Will Ferrell, the George W. Will Ferrell Bush or whatever. Sorry. I love SNL. So anyways, we made sure that we had all of this planned out, and we created 3 unique different versions of each video, and then we were able to create a lot of other pieces of content off of that. So we're in the mindset of being able to take a video shoot and saying, you know, again, if we can think strategically and plan for this ahead of time, that, you know, video, we should be able to repurpose and be able to use it in many different ways, but you have to plan for it. If you don't plan for it, video becomes really expensive. You know, that's a big thing that people keep, oh, video is really expensive to do high quality. It really isn't. Video is not expensive. It's only expensive if you don't know how to use it properly, and you don't know how to measure, and you don't plan. Because the reality of it is, if you have a good video strategy and you know how you're going to use it, that it will be your best tool for sales and marketing. And if you're measuring it properly, you totally see that you get a massive ROI on it. On social, for example, you will see that video is going to be your best performing type of content. So anyways, so that's just a quick story I wanted to share with you on how we were able to leverage that, what we were able to do to really increase the campaign results using these different screen sizes and these different resolutions in our video content, and how we were able to really get a whole ton of content out of one shoot. So I hope you like watching this. Listen, if you got any other questions, I'd love to answer them for you. You can reach out to us in IndustrialSage /questions. We'd answer them. We'd love to answer those on camera for you. And if you're listening on iTunes, we'd love a review. If you're looking on social media, please share our content, like, comment. We love all that stuff. And I'm done. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Danny, and this is Industrial Sage. Hey, you scratching your head trying to figure out where you fall in the competition in relation to digital marketing? Well, we are putting together the first Industrial Sage Insights. It's a survey of questions that we're asking all the other manufacturers and people in our space about what they're doing relative to digital marketing and sales. And it takes about 6 to 7 minutes, and we would love your participation in that. We're going to take all that, put together all the data and the information, and then give that back to you so you can see what everybody as a whole is doing. It can be really valuable. We need your input. It takes about 6 to 7 minutes. The first 100 people to go ahead and do this, we're going to send you an awesome Industrial Sage t-shirt under here. We're going to ship that to you. And so go ahead and click on the link in the video or in the show notes, or go to industrialsage.com/survey-2019 and fill out that survey, and we'll send you a t-shirt, and you're going to love the insights we're going to send you.